Shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahawah. I camp out with Lion Den Hawan Ben Yahawah in Jacksonville, Florida. But first I'd like to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the archons and women and children. Kal Halayim La Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashai. Bahashem Ha-Haroka Kodash Mahamaf. In the name of Yahawashai, in spirit and holy and in truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder, Yahawah. Salutations to the archons on the four corners of the earth. And to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, well, you can tell that the Edomites are getting desperate because they're coming out with some, what would be the word? Glycronians, I can't even pronounce the word, Slovakia. With some serious, crazy rules, right? To the world, but mostly really is to the so-called Negros Latinos, Negros, and speckled birds. Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit of it. In the title of this lesson, therefore fear Yahawah, right? Serve Him. Here we go.
Charged with terrorism for misogyny.
Cooper, who is the Home Secretary, she is saying that extreme misogyny will be treated as terrorism for the first time under government plans to combat the radicalization of young men online.
Men will now be charged with terrorism for misogyny. This is absolutely happening. This was sent over to me by a couple of people who wanted me to check this out, and Legion also covered it, so I was shocked when I saw the title. But it's absolutely true. It's happening in the UK. Men will be charged with actual terrorism now for misogyny. And don't forget that terrorism is essentially in the same league as treason. So you could potentially be Control-Alt-Deleted. Watch the end of the video to truly understand now why they are charging men with terrorism for misogyny and how this is going to affect both men and women going forward. And then let's just go ahead and jump right back into the video.
A review of Britain's counter-terrorism strategy to urgently address gaps in the government's stance and to look at tackling violence against women and girls in the same way as Islamist and far-right extremism amid fears that current Home Office guidance is too narrow. Well, let's ask the opinion of Aisha Ali Khan. She's a human rights and women's rights campaigner. Aisha, thank you for joining me this afternoon. What do you make of this proposal from Yvette Cooper, the Home Secretary?
Hi. So we've been talking about something like this for the last, 4 or 5 years now. And every time this kind of idea comes to the table and we discuss it, we get comments like the comment you just read out saying, violence against women and, that kind of domestic abuse should not fall under the category of terrorism. And I think what we've definitely seen has been a massive increase in young people being radicalized online, especially young men. And these men have been, they're unhappy, they can't get a relationship, and they fall under the category of incels, which stands for involuntary celibate. Basically,
so these are young men who can't get a relationship. They are incels, involuntary celibates, as you say, and they hate women as a result of this. And they fall into whether they fall into or go there voluntarily, we can talk about in a second. But they're certainly very, very misogynistic and sometimes violently misogynistic.
Now, notice what they said. They said INCELs, and then they said another very important word. They said volcels. Basically, men who are voluntarily celibate. There's a very, very big distinction between the two. Okay? The INCLs are men who are basically saying that they're not able to get into a relationship. They're not able to find a woman who wants to be physically intimate with them. Men who are volcels are men who are just choosing to remain celibate. So men who are voluntarily celibate. They don't want to be physically intimate. They don't want to be in a relationship. That's a very...
Okay, let me stop it right there. You're getting the hint how crazy it's getting. So imagine if you're a virgin, right? And you want to save yourself for, especially the women, right? You will find virgins out there, believe it or not. Okay? I had the shocking experience. I'll share one with you. I met a woman that she was 72 years old. Okay, I knew her for a year and a half. Okay, she used to come by the job where I'm at, and we would talk, and lo and behold, got to know her a little bit more, and she decided to let me know that, 72 years old and she's a virgin. Well, she says she's believing in God, right? And being that I've been through some experience with women that say they believe in God but not in the Bible, through the name of Yahawah Shin Yahweh Shai, we test the spirit. I said, you do? Okay, cool. So anyway, as we were talking and, got to the point where the spirit moved me, and I said, listen, let me ask you a question. So you read the Bible? She goes, yes, I do. You do the feast, the holidays of the Bible? She goes, to the best of my ability. I said, wow. So you do with the calendar of the moon? She goes, yeah. I said, okay. Well, I'll tell you what, next time when you come to visit me, do me a favor. She said, what? Take off that wig. She said, I can't do that. I said, well, we don't need to go any further. Go in peace. So, now that they're doing this, the question arises, why are they pushing for men to get involved with women? And why they're calling it terrorism? Men will now be charged with terrorism for what? For misogyny? I can't pronounce Slovakia. So it's getting crazy. Well, the reason they do it is because in case you so-called Negros Latinos, Americans and speckled birds, did not know this, the Edomites keep track, okay? And you can find this in the history book in the Bible, in the era of Moses, right? When there were the Egyptians, right? Pharaoh went out, told his people to go out and murder our our firstborn, because we produce massively, right? More than the Edomites. That's the way Yahawah Shin Yahweh Shai did the law, okay? So, since they have us in slavery, how you think they make their money? Out of our suffering and keeping us in sin. You see? And on top of that, they ain't going to want to be the ones to want to go fight when Yahawah Shai comes back in those so-called UFOs, Slovakia, when the Bible calls them chariots or clouds, right? When he comes back with the host of angels. When you're having children's in the building that you shouldn't have them, they're going to be, pretty soon implementing to the little children's the juice, right? That potato chip in them. So they can already, start programming them into wickedness, right? I want to go to, give me a minute, Yahshua, chapter 24, verse 14. Now therefore fear Yahawah and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt. Right now, so-called America is the spiritual Egypt as well as the spiritual Babylonian. And serve Yahawah Bahashim Yahawah Shai. Okay? They want to keep us in slavery. They don't want to let us go. And they want to keep us in sin. Why? Well, if you took the time and read the book that only belongs to 12 tribes, the so-called Negros, Latinos, Americans, and speckled birds, in the name of Yahawah Shai, right? Yahawah Bashin Yahweh Shai, with fear and trembling. That's the only way you're going to receive understanding and know what love is, right? Here it goes. In Deuteronomy, if you read Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15, let me just go there real quick. And then I go back to the lesson. I said 28. verse 15, right? Check this out. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahawah thy power, right, the Father, to observe and do all his what? Commandments and his statutes. Now his statutes, we cannot do all 613 laws in this wicked world, in this imperfect body. It's impossible. Okay? We can do some of them to the best of our ability, but that's why he sent his son Yahawah Shai. Right? The Father Yahawah divorced us. Right? But through his son, we're going to be marrying his son. So when I meet people, right, the so-called Negros, Latino, Negro, and Speckled Bird, and they say, oh yeah, I love my wife. I love my children, you know? Well, do you go on the highways and byways and do God's work as a living sacrifice? Hell no, that's crazy, bro. Oh, but yet, you don't mind going to the army? Oh, well, you know, I am getting pay. Okay. You see? Same thing if you have a son. And he said he loves his mom and his sisters, and they're living in the same house. Right? You find that in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 14. Okay? Let me read one more over here. Verse 16. Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. Slakia. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Huh? So, you know, I meet people when I'm doing my walks about. You know, some of them come up to me and talk to me, or I talk to them. And lo and behold, you know, our people, their solution is to just go to another country or to another island. I've already done that, been there and done that. Okay? But I wasn't called at the time to understand what I understand now. You know? When Yahawah Shem Yahushai called me and guided me to the elders, that's when everything changed. You know, I was a zimp and I became a man, right? So what this is saying here, it don't matter where you go, the curse goes with you. How you like that? You cannot run from Yahawah Shem Yahushai. Nobody can, right? We are his people. And if he calls you, right, to repent with fear and trembling and do his work, well then no matter what, you have to do it. Okay? And the Edomites who are in power today, they don't want that, because then what happens? Little by little, the curse goes off of you, and it adds on to their curses that they already have. You see how the game played, the chess game? Yahawah Shem Yahushai created the game. They tell us the rules, right? So we can play it and practice. And the Edomites want us to play by their rules, but they don't tell us the rules, right? They only keep those winning cards that they have to, make their wealth and get the inheritance that they have stored around the world, right? By rape, robbery, murdering, and plundering, right? Just like Cain, who murdered Abel, and it was cursed, right? And he's been doing the same thing. The same spirit's been going around the world doing the same thing. Rape, murder, and plundering. Slakia. Okay, let me go back to Yahshua. Chapter 24. I read 14. I want to jump to verse 2. And Yahshua said unto all the people, thou said Yahawah. Of Israel, right? Israel is us, the so-called Negros, Latino, Negro, and Speckled Birds. To this day, you will not find the Edomites that are in power come out on TV and say, listen, the true Hebrew Israelite Jews are the so-called Negros, Latinos, Negro, and Speckled Birds. They can't do that. They won't. Yahawah and Bahashim Yahushua will not allow them. They can't. They destroy themselves once they do that. Okay, by their own people. Okay, verse 2. Okay, thou said Yahawah of Israel, your father dwells on the other side of the flood in old time, even Terah, the father of Abraham, and the father of Nachor, and thy serve other gods. Right? Today we have our people, 2/3 of our people that still celebrate false gods of the Edomites, want to hold on to the curse, right? And don't want to repent. Okay, that's how come Yahawah Bashin Yahushai has a solution for that. Okay, they call him stiff-neck in the Bible, but he's going to burn them with fire, right? The fire is going to come from Russia, China, and other countries who have missiles aiming over here to so-called America. On top of that, the chariots. The Yahushua is going to come in the host of angels. They're going to be sapping, disintegrating people left and right. Right? Men, women, boys and girls, even babies. It's going to get ugly, man. It's going to get ugly. Right? But first, we're getting closer for that shutdown. A lot of people, when that shutdown comes, a lot of people are going to, are going to die. Right? Dialysis, people who are diabetic. Right? People who have a heart pacemaker. People that a lot of people that are on credit owe money. A lot of people into child support. Okay, they're gonna come. The wicked's gonna come. Like a flood. Okay. All right. I want to go to 1 Samuel. Slakia, where I'm at. 1 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 24. Oops. Only fear Yahawah and serve him in truth with all your heart, with all your mind. For consider how great things he has done for you. Our people don't know the great things that Yahawah has done for us. The only reason we're here today is because Yahawah Shai did not allow the Edomites, right, to exterminate us, to commit genocide. And they have tried throughout history. A lot of people don't care or forgot, right, about Black Wall Street in America. How they came with the military and bombed them. Bombed cities, right? You know how many cities that were owned by our people in America? Hospital, banks, courthouses, schools, churches. And they not only bombed them, but they have them under they build lakes over them to hide it. I want to go to Ecclesiastic. Oops, I almost pressed the wrong one. Ecclesiastic what? Chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion. Here we go. Of the whole matter. Fear Yahawah and keep his commandments, for this is the what? The whole duty of man. There you go. You want to call, just because you have what you got between your legs, that doesn't make you a man. Okay? A man is to do the duty of Yahawah Shin Yahushai, to go in the highways and byways as a living sacrifice, so his wife, his sons and daughters, right, can be saved. Right? Yahawah Shin Yahushai will have mercy on them. Right? Or the wife, or the son doing the work, if the husband is not doing it. Right? Vice versa is what I want to say. Okay? Micah. And you will find that in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 14, by the way. Micah chapter 6. Verse 8. He has shown thee, O men, what is good, and what does Yahawah require of thee? But to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy power, with thy God. And how you humble yourself? Well, you're going to have to go through the suffering. That's what humbly is. Gonna have to suffer. We've been suffering throughout history, man. Nothing new. We just been getting better and better at it. But you know, 2/3 of our people want to go to these people dressed in white, because I can't say the name of the delete my video, and you're be taking things they shouldn't be taken, right? So coming back to Yahawah Shin Yahweh Shai, we're gonna need them in everything, especially what's about to come, right? They're already talking about that Mpox, right? That monkey stuff. I want to go to Deuteronomy chapter 10. Slakia. Verse 12. And now Israel, right? The so-called niggas, Latino niggas, and speckled birds. Not the ones that are over there right now. Those are imposters. Okay? Remember that. What does Yahawah thy power requires of thee? But to fear Yahawah thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahawah thy power with all thy heart, with all thy mind, and with all thy soul. But the Edomites, they want you, to us, Saka, to serve them with all our heart, our mind, and with all our soul. Why do you think they're getting so aggressive more and more every day? Because time is getting closer for them. The end of time is getting closer for them. The end of this empire, this kingdom, this hell, right? And living in this body that gets old and decay. We are the true superheroes with Yahawah Shai. When he comes back, he's coming back for 144,000 chosen elect, which is all men, right? Spiritual powers, and a new body that never gets old, never gets sick, and never dies. We're going to be better than Superman. And 1/3 of men, women, and children. Okay? 2/3? Nope. They keep insisting that they want to worship the creature and not the creator. I want to go to Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5. And thou shalt love Yahawah thy power with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might. Isn't what that the Edomites want us to give to them? And the way they want to make sure that you give it to them, that we give it to them, is that, what was that? I saw a YouTube on, they were talking about the new program for Social Security for 2025. Okay? New program, they want you to swallow a capsule. Inside that capsule is going to have some little device, right, that can track you, if I believe it was, and also that it can verify your DNA through the phone. So imagine what else they can do with that inside your body, right, when you don't obey. And what happens when you do take that? Well, you're giving the finger to Yahawah Shin Yahweh Shai. Not good. Not good at all. See, the more truth you learn, the more you read, the more you practice doing the work of Yahawah Shin Yahweh Shai, men, women, and children, the more strength and courage he gives you, right? He will give the men what is called testicles, right? To witness, right? Balls, cojones. You see? Courage, faith, right? Mercy. I can keep going on, but that's how come we need them, because these Edomites are crossing a line of no return, and they know that. I want to go to Proverbs what? Chapter 31, verse 3. Check this out. Give not thy strength unto women, know thy ways to that which destroys kings. We are kings, man. We die like men, but we come back like kings. Woo! Now this goes two ways. This goes also with we don't give all our strength to all the women, right? Because we have to give it all to Yahawah Shem Yahweh Shai to save the people that we love, that live in our household, by the way. Okay? To save them, right? So Yahawah Shem Yahweh Shai to have mercy on them, you see? We got to do the work. Okay? We cannot live by bread alone. Okay? But also the woman is this wicked Edomite that's considered a woman as well. Okay? It comes a point of time that you have to say no because they do not own the DNA. They do not own our body. But because of witchcraft and trickery of words, right? There's so many. We all, are caught up with so many different contracts of these wicked Edomites, right? I want to go to Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 18. So if by any chance I'm doing the lesson and they break the door down and grab me, you know what happened. Verse 18, therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be a frontlet between your eyes. What is that in your hand? Right? You got to write them down. You got to practice. You got to study to the best of your ability. Got to run the good race. See? While 2/3 of our people say, oh man, things are getting crazier and they're getting, depressed, right? We are rejoicing in the name of Yahawah Shem Yahweh Shai because the time is getting near. Okay? Yeah, we're going to suffer. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we're not, we cannot, we're not going to fight the army, super G.I. Joes, cyborgs that they're coming with, NATO, right? I think it was 185,000 RRS, right? I mean, all hell's going to break loose, okay? Verse 19, and ye shall what? Teach them your children's. Woo! Speaking of them, when thou sitst in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou layest down, and when thou rise up. Now, this is a beautiful thing because this is where the true inheritance, the true wealth, right, is that when the man goes out. That's why he's pleading for Yahawah Shai to come back. So through Yahawah Shai, we get all that. Okay, the inheritance, the wealth, the earth, the universe, because what belongs to Yahawah Shai belongs to us, right? But, and this was my mistake for not having understanding, not knowing the truth. You can only pass it on to your children if they have ears to hear, eyes to see, and a heart of understanding. I did not understand at the time, because you're getting hit in so many directions with the wickedness of this world, and as a father, you want to protect your wife and your children. But when Yahawah Bashin Yashai is calling you, and you're too caught up in the things of the world, you become bombarded. Okay, that's a come the man carries the more weight than the woman does. Okay? Because when Yahweh Shah, he deals with the men more than he does with the women. And yes, we do have women that have repented in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and that are single, right? But they still do the work. And then we do have women that repented in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and that are married with kids, okay? And still doing the work as a housewife, okay? As a helpmate. Where am I? Verse 20. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gate. Now, that can be also the body, and the gate is in thy mouth, and also in the house, the 10 Commandments, that you put around. So when you're not at home, it protects your family. Because if the man's doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, okay, and he puts that in his house, so when he goes out, his family is protected, and then the children's or the wife takes it down, that's a no-no. Okay, the man is the head of the house, and yes, he's going to do mistakes, right? Because he doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, I didn't know that the world was getting to the hand of the wicked, the earth, right? I mean, it's a lot when it hits, man, and it hits hard too. Look what happened to Abraham when he got hit. Verse 22. Oh, I read verse 20, verse 21, Slakia, that your days may be multiplied, and that the days of your children in the land which Yahawah swears, Slakia, unto your father to give them as the days of heaven upon the earth. Woo! You hear that? We have land. Not only we have land, but since they stole us and we all over the world, well, guess what? When you do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the whole world belongs to us through the Son of Yahweh Shai. Shalakia. Verse 22, for if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments, which I command you to do them, to love Yahawah, your power, and to walk in all his ways, and to cling unto him, not unto the Edomites, not unto the false god, not to the beast system, right? Because the false god, they're not going to need it no more. Now they just want you to concentrate on the beast system. Isaiah chapter 5. Give me a minute here. Chapter 5, verse 12. And the harp and the violet and the tambourine and the pipe and wine are in their feast, but the regard not the work of Yahawah, neither consider the operation of his hands. Yeah, you got caught up in those, you can only be saved through the law, and, we have our, so-called Negros Latino, Native, and Speckled Bird, they get caught up on the feast of the pagan holidays, man. We're living in 2024, right? When they can look up these things to verify them, but no. They don't want to do that. It's not important. They don't care, right? Scripture said that it's going to be 2/3. There's really nothing you can do, but we still do the lessons day and night to call those who are, who are given ears to hear, eyes to see, and a heart of understanding. Proverbs chapter 23, verse 29. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has contingence? Who has babbling? who has wounds without cause, who has redness of eyes. Let's see, verse 30. They that tarry long at the wine, they that go to seek mixed wine. Yeah, you jump church to church, just like our women like to jump men to men, right? Thinking that that's being independent, right? That's being righteous, right? A woman was supposed to be only with one man, not jump around, and for good reason, right? Because when she gets those sperms from so many guys, it stays in her body, and if those people are dead in spirit but yet alive, what do you think that happens to the woman? She's getting reprogrammed and getting the same spirits in her. How you like that? Give me a minute. I said Proverbs chapter 23. I read 30. I will go back to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead. Woo! Yeah, you can be walking around, but it's like the movie or TV show, right? The Walking Dead. And Yahawah shall give thee light, shall give you truth. Through who? Through his elders, right? He will guide you if you are sincere in truth with fear and trembling. Because if you're not, you think that you can pretend, he will guide you to the wrong camp. Yes, sirree. Even though they have the name, that means nothing. Okay, Isaiah chapter 26. Give me a minute. 26, verse 19. Thy dead men shall live, together with my dead body, right? Yahawah shall they arise, awake, and sing, yea, that dwells in dust. For they dwell is as the dwell of hard herbs, Slakia, and the herb shall cast out the dead. You know, the beautiful thing about receiving the truth and having elders, right? That once you learn the truth, check this out. Number one, there's no such thing as hell under the ground. There's nobody down there with a fork. Okay? That's one big fat lie from these 501c3 corporated Christian paganist churches. Right? Number two, when you die, okay, at this moment, at this time, at this era that we're living, and you're doing the work of Yahawah, if I was to die tomorrow, and he came a week or a month or a year later, he will wake me up in a blink of an eye. Because I died doing his work. Okay? Now, most of the time when you do die, like all people who are going to die because they don't want to transgress, they're going to stay in the ground, I believe it's for 300 plus something years. Okay? Something like that. And then come back as babies to the new kingdom. But you're going to get cleansed. You're going to get cleansed with fire. Okay? That's some serious stuff. If that doesn't scare you, man. And I'm not talking about regular just kitchen stove fire. The one that Yahawah is talking about is going to consume you, where he can hold you right there so you can feel that burning, melting the face, the eyes, the tongue, the bones, and then take away the spirit. Okay? That's how serious it is. Give me a minute, I gotta look here. I want to go back to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, and not as fools, but as wise. Right? Now, let's take a look at that word because you might think it or assume something differently, right? Be diligently, right? Perfect or perfectly. Now, we cannot be perfect in this body, but we practice the act of want to be perfect, okay? Only when we get the new body, right? Exactly, right? Accurately, okay? So these are the things that we are going to practice through the name of Yahawah Shin Yahweh Shai, right? 16, redeeming the time. Yeah, because the days are evil. You know, our people think they got all the time in the world, right? And no, we don't control time. Yahawah Shin Yahweh Shai controls time. So we got to look to his clock in the heavens, right? To take it seriously with fear and trembling and do the work to the best of our ability. Collisions, chapter 4. Whoops, what happened here? Chapter 4, verse 5. Walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the time. In other words, do the work. Yeah, we got to go out there and work for now because, listen, people are losing their jobs, okay? Jobs are closing down, okay? So you can imagine, like, people, like I said before, that child support. When they lose their job, they can't get another job. Rest assured, the wicked ones are going to come after them, right? Seeking who they can devour. You see? So the most important thing when you come out of the job is to do the work of Yahawah Shin Yahweh Shai, because you don't know if today or tomorrow tonight or tomorrow night or when they can come, after us. And they will, okay? And famine of the word will come. The internet will go out, right? I want to go back to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 17. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of Yahawah Bahashim Yahweh Shai is, right? Don't get caught up getting drunk, man, right? Stay with the Spirit, especially now. 1 Thessalonians, give me a minute. I got to look at it first. Chapter 4, verse 3. For this is the will of Yahawah, even your sanctification, that ye should abstain from fornication. Now, does that mean that you cannot have sex with a woman, that the only way you can have sex is if you get married? No, you can have sex with a woman as long as she is not married. You cannot force a woman to marry you, but if she wants to have sex with you, right, you got to ask her the question, hey, are you married? Now, if she lies, it doesn't go against you, it goes against her, right? But it's always, wise to ask that question, hey, are you married? Oh, no, I'm not married, man. No, I'm not into that. Oh, okay, Now, of course, be careful now because a lot of women are getting desperate because they can't pay their bills and all they want is really money, right? And they'll end up getting pregnant and boom, right? You can get caught up in that trap. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 18. Oh, what happened? Oh. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is exceeds, right? Don't get caught up with that. But be filled with the Spirit of Yahawah Bahashim Yahweh Shai, the Holy Spirit, right? I want to jump to verse 20. Giving thanks always for all things unto Yahawah, the Father in the name of Yahawah Shai. You can only go to the Father through the Son. There's a pecking order, right? When a man gets involved with a woman, if a woman is not going to accept the pecking order, don't kid yourself, man. Don't kid yourself. Proverbs chapter 20. Chapter 20, I said? Yeah. Oops, I got to hit this. Verse 1. Wine is a mocker. Strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. Yeah. They get you drunk, and before you know it, you know you've been did the wrong thing. Right? I want to leave it with Song, chapter 34. Chapter 34, verse 1. Let's start there first. It says, give me a minute. I gotta read it, Slakia. Oops.